Hey, welcome to episode 1 of the 6 Remixed. And this is kind of our off-season show. I'm going back through and we are going to replay some of the songs from season 1. In this episode, we've got our first 4 performers, which were Lady Orange, Marc with a C, DJ McGuire, and the Faithful Sidekicks. And then the other 2 songs are going to be some ones that I really enjoyed doing and sharing with you guys. And that'll still be our 6 songs. I hope that you enjoy it. Thank you for tuning in. And catch you next week for more 6 Remixed. I'm going to be doing these all through the month of February. And then we'll pick back up with season 2 in the beginning of March. So this is a Scottish song called Geordie. I learned this from the June Tabor and Maddie Pryor Silly Sisters record. And we are going to give it a shot. Still playing guitar. Oh, hey, Lauren Beckett. This is, Lauren Beckett and Tat is the 5th sister, who will also be on the show in a few weeks. So very excited. Everybody, post your links to stuff. I know Lee is my collaborator in the Salacious Crumbles. You should follow us. We're doing a Halloween party. We're doing like a Halloween costume party where we're going to make pumpkin spice mac and cheese. We're going to try and perfect it live on air. So let's see what we can do with this. There was a battle in the north, and there were nobles many, and they have killed Sir Charlie Hay, and they blame on Geordie. Oh, he has written a long letter and sent it to his lady. You must come up to Edinburgh town to see what news of Geordie. When first she looked the letter on, she was both red and rosy. She had not read a word but both when she grew pale as the lily. Go fetch to me my good grey steed. My men shall all go with me, for I shall neither eat nor drink till Edinburgh town shall see me. And she has mounted her good grey steed. Her men they all went with her, and she did neither eat nor drink till Edinburgh town did see her. When first appeared the fatal block, and then the axe to head him, and Geordie coming down the stair with bands fired upon him. Oh, he was chained in fetters strong, of iron and steel so heavy, not a one in all the court was so fine a man as Geordie. Oh, she's down on her bended knee, I'm sure she's pale and weary. Oh, pardon, pardon, noble kings, and give me back my dearie. Go tell the heading man, make haste. Our king replies full lordly, oh, noble king, take all that's mine, and give me back my Geordie. The Gordons came and the Gordons ran, and they were stark and steady, and I the word among them all was Gordons, keep you ready. An aged lord and the king's right hand said, noble king, but hear me, let her count out 5,000 pounds and give her back her dearie. Some gave her marks, some gave her crowns, some gave her dollars many. She's counted out 5,000 pounds and she's gotten again her dearie. She glanced blithe at Geordie's face, says, dear, I bought thee, Geordie, but the blood would float up on the green before I lost my laddie. He clasped her by the middle small, and he kissed her lips so rosy. The fairest flower of womankind is my sweet bonny lady.
If the stream happens to disappear, it's because Basil turned off the computer. So I apologize in advance. Oh, okay. Do you remember being unstoppable? Running through fields of gold. Then you took my heart and you just ran while I just stayed behind. But if you come back, I'll give my hand and turn my cheek in time. And if we crash down, I could be the one to blame. But are you with me now? Staring up at a pinhole night, seeing all of the stars crushing your eyes. But you took my heart and you just ran while I just stayed behind. But if you come back, I'll give my hand and turn my cheek in time. And if we crash down, I could be the one to blame. But are you with me now? And if we crash down, I could be the one to blame. Am I the one to blame? I want to see your clapping hands in the chat. Get it crazy, y'all. Down, I could be the one to blame. And are you with me now? And if we crash down, I could be the one to blame. Am I the one to blame?
Listen, I'm mostly known for doing pretty fun, lighthearted stuff, which is wild because like 2/3 of each record is pretty dark and depressing. So anyways, keeping up with expectations and my history, especially since 2020 is actually my 20th anniversary of portraying the recording act, Marc with a C, I'm going to instead play something really dark. This is the most recent single I put out. It's called The Death of Everything. And I'm so sorry if you can relate to it. I just happen to live on the same planet in the same year as you. So we haven't quite reached nothing but flowers. There's more life here in wartime with each passing hour. Some think we're all together, some say we're all alone. I think we're just struck down by the same stone. No matter how much we whine, we cry, we shoot our guns and mourn. No matter how many ideas and events and dreams are just stillborn, there's a panorama happening that's fairly rarely seen, called the death of everything. And I know the laundry list of things we shouldn't do. I know conspiracies, but that won't make them true. At the very least, we've all got a front row seat to the death of everything. They'll get real snarky trying to cancel things we think still matter. Just trying to control anything in really any manner. But death is the leading killer. It's the best at cancel culture, which some say does not exist, but pretty soon we can ask the vultures who'll be picking at the bones of the strip mall nail salons and the cold dead hands stripping cold dead guns. You can only shoot this messenger temporarily before the death of everything. And I know the laundry list of things we shouldn't do. I know conspiracies, but that won't make them true. At the very least, we've all got a front row seat to the death of everything. Cause they won't do this clean and quick, the cruelty is the point. We could stop this thing, but there's no leaders to anoint who hadn't led us here to suffer in some fashion or form, fiddling their fiddles while our communities burn. So I hope they're right about the books where they worship deities, and I hope at the very least their made-up God is fucking pleased with what happened post-translation, and they like the irony that those tales that were mostly cautionary led to the death of everything. I know the laundry list of things we shouldn't do. I know conspiracies, but that won't make them true. At the very least, we've all got a front row seat to the death of everything. Cause it's like waiting on a package that you know ain't gonna come, or fighting in a war that you know cannot be won. You already know when the ship is gonna sink, but before it does we lift up every voice and sing through the death of everything. And really, if I can plug some stuff that has nothing to do with Marc with a C. 1. Acquiring enthusiastic consent before any sexual activity is never merely optional, it's always mandatory. Number 2, your body and all the choices that surround it belong to you and only you, and I beg you to never settle for less. And of course, number 3 makes me circle back around to point number 1. Acquiring consent is not always sexual, but making a good practice of it sure is sexy. And if I've noticed anything since I've been interrupting every show to say that, it's that the people who yell that I'm virtue signaling when I say it tend to be the folks who needed to hear it the most. Well, sorry to leave you on such a downer note, but hey, I appreciate you listening. I appreciate you. Thanks for letting me do what I do and be who I am. Best wishes to each and every one of you. And until next time, I do hope we'll meet again. Now I'm going to make an awkward walk to the camera.
If you've listened to Metricula, you know she does a song called Memes. And basically I filked that song, and came up with darker memes. See if I can keep it in this key. Memes, so many darker memes. The darker, the truer, that's how it seems. When we know we can't afford the therapy, we just drown ourselves in the darker memes. I went on social media 'cause I was feeling down, and I looked for pictures to turn myself around. But instead I felt like my life was just not what it should be, till I found the posts with the darker memes. Memes, so many darker memes. The darker, the truer, that's how it seems. When we know we can't afford the therapy, we just drown ourselves in the darker memes. There were people feeling anxious, there were people feeling sad. They were showing their pain and admitting they felt bad. There were cynics, there were pessimists, all on my mobile phone. But at last I knew I was not alone. Memes, so many darker memes. The darker, the truer, that's how it seems. When we know we can't afford the therapy, we just drown ourselves in the darker memes. I found myself a generator, found myself a pic. Then I used some captions that showed how I was sick. At last I'd revealed depression and my deep anxiety as I posted mine. my own darker meme. Memes, memes, so many darker memes. The darker, the truer, that's how it seems. When we know we can't afford the therapy, we just drown ourselves in the darker memes. When we know we can't afford the therapy, we just drown ourselves in the darker memes. And that was Darker Memes.
Hi, I'm Jen.
I'm Eric.
We're the Faithful Sidekicks.
Cousin Vincent's a vampire. He was bitten when he was a youth.
What's a ute?
My cousin Wally's a werewolf, likes his fur and curls 'cause they're cute.
Well, he's an age of a natural girl.
Sister Molly's a mermaid, whose showers are always too long.
She's yes.
Aunt Bee's a banshee, who's always breaking out in song.
She's a beast.
Not looking to be normal, we feel no need to change. We love each one just as they are, 'cause they're our kind of strange. He may be a zombie, but he's still my father, because our love is thicker than water. She may be Medusa, but she's still our daughter, because our love is thicker than water, because our love is thicker than water. There's Uncle Basil the basilisk, who studies optometry.
One or two.
My dad keeps his room full of sand 'cause he's married to a mummy.
Are you my mommy?
Cousin Bob, before he was cursed, was a shy librarian. Now he's in anger management 'cause he's a barbarian. 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 Yeah. Not looking to be normal, we feel no need to change. We love each one just as they are, 'cause they're our kind of strange. He may be a zombie, but he's still our father, because our love is thicker than water. She may be Medusa, but she's still our daughter, because our love is thicker than water, because our love is thicker than water. Family's more than bloodlines, our bond is beyond the skin. It's not the scales on the outside, it's the heart within.
Or without, in the case of the undead.
Fair. We found her in the forest, she was weird to our eyes. She looked so human average, but that was her disguise. She didn't have magic powers, the moon didn't make her change. She became one of our own, 'cause she's our kind of strange. She may not be Medusa, but she's still our daughter, because our love is thicker than water. Doesn't matter how we found her, just that we love her, because our love is thicker than water, because our love is thicker, so much thicker than water.
That's the title track off of our new album that is currently in Kickstarter. If you enjoy that, please feel free to check out our Kickstarter, The Faithful Sidekicks, Our Kind of Strange.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay. Oh man, we're getting fancy. They look like good big strong hands, don't they? Like hands that could hold tight or reach out. Hands where nothing ever slips between cracks and fingers. They look like strong hands. The void demands our bodies, so I gather up my little friends defiantly. One by one I let them go as my fingers flinch with fatigue. My friends disappear into a black horizon. I stare blankly at the palms that just betrayed me. Weak wrist and dirty nails, my impotent legacy. Weak wrist and dirty nails, I will dismantle myself to ease the transition to nothingness. There is no order of what crumbles first. Despair demands little else but chaos. The hands are first. I can still use them for this work. I will tear myself apart. In the corner of my last eye, I see a little thing with feathers. I grasp with hands too big and slow for such a wispy creature. What good are strong hands? They look like strong hands.